This video is about creating a search strategy. Searching strategically takes some extra time in the initial planning stages. However, you'll find it's more efficient and will make your life easier in the long run. When you conduct a search, the database will match the keywords you enter in the search boxes to the words that appear in the title, abstract, and keywords of journal citations. As a result, you need to take some time to think about what kinds of language authors would use to write about their topic. These keywords will help inform your research question and are used as building blocks to develop a search. First, start your search with a research topic. For example, let's say we're interested in exploring type 2 diabetes and its molecular mechanisms within pancreatic beta cells. Using this topic, you can identify your main keywords: type 2 diabetes, pancreatic, beta cells. Next, you'll want to identify any alternative spellings or synonyms for each of your keywords. So, for type 2 diabetes, we could include alternative spellings for the type 2 diabetes, any abbreviated forms, T2D, T2DM, and alternative names and their abbreviations: adult onset diabetes, non-insulin dependent diabetes, non-insulin dependent diabetes, NIDDM, insulin insensitivity, insulin resistance. For pancreatic, we can also include the main organ name, pancreas. And for beta cells, we can include the condensed form without any spaces between the letters, beta cell, as well as their abbreviated forms, as you see here. Note that special characters such as the Greek beta symbol may not always be recognized, so whether you include it in your search or not will depend on the database you're using. Once you have a nice list of keywords and synonyms, you can use some additional techniques to help build your search. Using quotation marks around 2 or more words will search them together in an exact order. Otherwise, one word could appear at the beginning of an abstract and the other at the end. This is called phrase searching. Using an asterisk at the end of the part of the word is called truncation. This allows you to search for multiple different endings. For example, searching NURS asterisk would bring back results on nurse, nurses, nursed, nursing, and so on. However, be careful you don't truncate in a way that will bring back lots of irrelevant results. Let's try applying some of these tricks to our own keywords. We can use quotation marks on our diabetes and beta cell terms. Type 2 diabetes, adult onset diabetes, non-insulin independent diabetes, non-insulin dependent diabetes, insulin insensitivity, insulin resistance, beta cell, beta cell. To catch alternative spellings and truncation on pancreatic. And the abbreviated type 2 diabetes, T2D asterisk, to catch variations on the end of the terms. It can be helpful to do some background research on your topics using things like Google, dictionaries, and textbooks to locate any relevant synonyms for your concepts. Once you're finished, you'll have a nice list of keywords developed to build your search. Now that you have a nice list of terms, your next step is to combine all of them together. You will join each of your related concepts with OR. Think of this as giving the database options. You are telling it that it can find articles that focus on type 2 diabetes, or adult onset diabetes, or non-insulin dependent diabetes, and so on. Remember that OR is more. It is going to broaden your search results. Next, you will join each of your distinct concepts with AND. This is telling the database that all of these words must appear in the article record, otherwise you don't want to see them. So AND does not expand. It is going to narrow your results. Each database will look a little bit different, and most of them will work in the same way. Here's an example of how the search would look in Web of Science. You'll notice the search is built to display one concept per line. So our concept of type 2 diabetes and all of its ORed synonyms are entered in row 1. Our truncated concepts for pancreas, pancreatic, is on line 2. And then beta cell and all of its synonyms are ORed together on line 3. To add lines to your search, use the Add Another Field link below the search bar. When searching in PubMed, click on Advanced from the database homepage to display the search builder. You can use this plus symbol to add additional lines to your search if needed. Even though the interface is a little different, you can see how the overall layout is similar to Web of Science. From here, you can copy and paste your Web of Science terms into the search builder, and then compare results between the databases.